was going to Italy for my friend's wedding. I got kicked out literally like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Basically, when you come back from Italy, you're going to be homeless.
Literally. I was actually painting for a while in the back of my boyfriend's garden. Bin liners taped to the floor. There's a trail behind me. The first one that went viral, I literally remember being at work and I'd posted it on my lunch break. I'd never had a video go viral, and I was like refreshing it. It was like 1,000. I was like, oh my God. And then
I made it.
I did no work that afternoon. I just kept refreshing my phone. I was like, I don't even understand how my Shopify still works because I made that when I was at work. The message come through on my birthday was Gymshark.
Oh.
Yeah. Kopparberg have been absolutely amazing.
You did loads for them, didn't you?
Yeah, they commissioned 40 off me, and now I've got my biggest studio. People say they're gonna move and buy like 3 Starbucks a week. They'll buy it if they want to.
Yeah.
I just hope that I get to do it forever. That's what I hope.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Girls Like Me. Today we have a very exciting episode. So we have Lizzie in the studio. Say hi, Lizzie.
Hi.
So Lizzie is an artist. She's famously known for spray painting suitcases. They are sick. Like we've got one here today as well. They're absolutely amazing. She's done some amazing collabs with, let's say, Garnier, Umberto Giannini, Kopparberg. Like, she's done such incredible things. So yeah, it's nice to have you in the studio, Lizzie.
I'm feeling super nervous at the moment, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
No, it will be fine. It's always fine. But yeah, so obviously we've kind of got in contact through social media, obviously seeing what you're doing. You've been going viral on social media, which is just sick. Where did it all start for you?
Well, really, like, I've always loved art. I've always had such a passion for it. But then when you're at school and you're kind of academic, it's like, I don't know, it's not really like, oh, I want to be an artist when I grow up. So, you're pushed into something else. So I did architecture, and that was kind of my thing because I liked maths and it was art, and it kind of combined. Yeah, once upon a time. So that was that. But then when COVID came around and obviously you couldn't do anything, I was just like, what the hell am I going to do? Because I always have to be doing something as well. I can't sit still. So I literally went to B&M, bought a £1 canvas, the £1 paints, literally awful. But I just did that literally on my bedroom floor with a towel on the floor. Posted it on my Instagram, just my personal one. And then it just built from there, really. I just kept posting and stuff. And so, for a long time, it was on canvases and things like that. But that's where it kind of started, through COVID, really.
Yeah. So do you know when you were an architect, obviously you must have gone uni and everything?
Yeah, I was at uni, yeah.
So were you still painting or anything during that time? Or
no, it was kind of because I always used to think, oh, how can I paint at home? You haven't got all the equipment, if you know what I mean. And obviously then you go into uni, that's kind of...
You've got a studio
and then you've got a job.
Yeah.
Well, you're at uni and then you've got a job, and then you don't really... a boyfriend or whatever, you don't really think about that other hobby as such.
Yeah.
And then when COVID come around and it was right, you've got nothing to, you can't go to uni, you can't go to work, you can't do anything. So it was and I was like, I can't just not do anything. So then, to be fair, I actually did get 2 jobs, one at Tesco, one at Co-op.
Okay.
And I was like, that's what I mean, I cannot sit in there. It's I had a 6 till 2 shift to then a night shift because I can't sit in those. So anyway, that's when I got my canvas and started painting. And
so wait, do you know when you're an architect, so through COVID, did you just decide that that's not what you wanted to do?
Yeah, basically, because I think I'd finished, I'd stopped that year anyway, I'd finished that year kind of thing. So then I was already working, I was working at a pub where I live whilst I was at uni. Yeah. And then obviously when COVID came, you couldn't go to uni anymore anywhere, actually to thingy. And
in my last year, I didn't go to uni the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't actually have to physically go. And then, I did. Even when I was there, my mum used to say to me, I can tell it's not really your full-on passion. But then afterwards, I did get a job doing architectural design, working on CAD, and that's what I was doing afterwards, after COVID, kind of.
Yeah.
And I was going on site, had my hard hat.
My
skills on CAD every day.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it to start with. I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't. But that was things that happened at Grenfell Tower. It was redesigning the cladding, so that wouldn't happen again.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. And then in the meantime, then I started to focus a lot more on my art and just kept pushing it because I always have loved it. So I feel that's my purpose.
Yeah, I love that. So do you know when you said that you started obviously on canvases, what was the transition to just decide actually I'm going to start painting on suitcases?
Oh God, I was actually thinking about this driving here. So
yeah.
I was painting on canvases. To be honest, I was painting on canvases, and then
Did you paint on clothes at one point?
painted on jeans, painted on
Yeah.
jackets, painted on Xbox covers. I've painted on everything.
Okay.
But when I even started art attached, like I've always loved everything arty. So I used to be on Photoshop and try and do graphics,
Yeah.
and then I'd like be my sketching and my drawing. So it's called art attached because even however many years ago that was, maybe 5, it was 20, yeah, it was any attachment of art. That's my
I love
theory
that.
behind my name. So really, I've lived up to it because I've done so many different things. And yeah, when I was at work, the one year at the start of the year, I was like, you know what? I used to get commissions, but I don't know, like 4 a year or something. I don't know, like not many, but
Yeah.
like I'd get some. It was a lot busier during COVID.
Yeah.
But obviously, people had extra money then to spend on stuff like that. But then the one year, I was like, you know what? This year, I read a quote and I can't remember it word for word, but it was something like, you should do like a little bit a day. It still accounts for something,
Yeah.
like, and it's still building something for you.
Yeah.
So then I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna go home and like, even if I haven't got a commission, if I've got an order, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna paint like anything that I feel inspired by, anything. And then that year then is when it started to all pick up. Yeah, and I was doing I was doing jeans. I was trying to push that.
Yeah.
That was like my focus. Then that was that year, yeah. And then I was doing the jeans and still painting on canvases, like still having canvas orders and stuff. And then at the start of that next January, I had a mural order.
Okay.
And that was kind of the year as well that I was like, right, this year I'm going to come home, paint all the time. Like, not all the time, but even if it's for half an hour when I get in from work, just something. And then I had a big mural or commission, and I had to have a week off work for it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it was like a big alleyway, like for a new restaurant opening.
Okay.
But that January, oh, I'm getting my time. No, that is right. But basically,
I can just see the cogs like literally turning in your head trying
it's
to remember
going like back
everything.
in time. But the summer before that, I'm just trying to think of the order of it all. That was it, because I was like, right, okay, I'm going to focus on my art. And then someone that I know that was local asked me to go in and do a mural in his house. And I did that. And then he then asked me to paint on a suitcase in the the Christmas.
Okay.
So I posted that and I did that. And then that was the same week that I had that like big commission. No. Right. Does this get edited?
Yeah, it does.
Right. I'm going to restart because I've got my timeline absolutely messed up. Because, okay.
Do you know what the thing is though? It's not a bad thing because now
Yeah,
you're
no,
that
it's
busy,
like you're
there's that much
thinking,
going on.
Honestly,
You try to just remember.
okay, I know what I'm saying now, right?
Okay.
So, rewind. I said to myself I was going to come home, paint, no matter what.
Yeah.
Then that year, I actually like wrote myself some goals. I was like, I'm going to be serious about this now. Like,
So what were the goals?
goals such as, like, I remember one of them was like 5 mural orders this year, and then like 10 painting orders, and like prior to that, like I would have never actually put the courage to write that down. I'd have thought it, but I'd have thought I'm not going to even write that down as a goal because I'll never achieve it.
Yeah.
But then at the start of the year, I was like, no, I'm actually going to write it down. I'm actually going to try. And do you know what? Like, and then I just think it's so true, manifestation, writing down things, because then like I'd hit them all by like 6 months in, and then that year I had a few mural orders, and that was it. And I remember thinking, oh, like, because my job didn't actually pay that much. I remember thinking, oh my God, like if I could get 1 mural a month, like that would just be amazing.
Yeah.
And then I did a bar in Tamworth. I did a few different things, and then someone that was local asked me to do the mural in his living room.
Yeah.
And then I did that in there, and it had like a big cause bear style, like really cool, and that did really well. So at that time, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's murals that's gonna, take off for me, kind of thing. Because that's the other thing, like, there's no one like really that I know that's like local to me or whatever that is an artist or does anything like that. So it does make you think, oh, maybe there's like a gap in the market for it.
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you know, like, your kind of style as well of painting? It's very unique to you in terms of like
Do you
what
think?
you do. I do. So were you trying to like figure that out, or was that just kind of your style from the get-go?
I feel like I've always been quite like, I always remember when I started uni, like we did this one thing, we had to walk through the city centre and do sketches, and like mine just looked quite different to everyone. I've always been quite sketchy and quite, I've just always been doodling, always, no matter what. Like when I was at my job, I had like this A4 book, it would just be full of just doodling. I was a doodler.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with that, and then after the commission, after I did the one in his house, in the January, December, he asked me to paint on 2 cases. So I did those 2. And I didn't really think that much of it because, like I say, I was painting on canvases, I was painting on jeans. You know, I was just trying everything.
It's such a sick idea.
Murals, anything. Yeah. And then I had a commission for the big mural in Harborne for a new restaurant opening.
Yeah.
I had to have a week off work for that one. And when I went there, my boyfriend and the man who commissioned it was like, oh, I really think these suitcases like would really do well.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you hear it and you're like, oh, like I don't know. I hope so. And then, I kind of took the ball and just rolled with it. So, but at the time, you know, I wasn't that good with my money and stuff. So I was like, right, I want to paint on these suitcases. I'd like to do that. And taking that same approach of, right, even if I haven't got an order, I'm going to do it.
When you say you weren't good with money, what do you mean? As in, like, you didn't have enough money, or would you not?
Yeah, like as soon as I got paid from my job, because don't forget, my art then, oh God, it would be like £100 here 4 times a year. Like that's a drop in the ocean. So, you know, it was just my wages. And then like by the time my outgoings had gone, I'd spend it. Honestly, I've always been bad with my money in that way. So when I thought, right, I'm going to go and get some suitcases, I'm going to paint on them. The ones they had, I was like, at the time, like £80 for a case. And I was like, oh God, like, I can't. Yeah. I could have, but it was a lot of money to me. And it still is a lot of money. So instead, like me and my boyfriend was on eBay, we was looking everywhere. And then we literally found this shop in the middle of nowhere. Like he was listing it on Facebook Marketplace, these suitcases. And we found it anyway. We went there. It was rough as hell. like walking around the shop.
Let's hope you don't see this.
No, you won't remember me. There was like this child just walking around. Like honestly, this shot, I swear, like funny. And I was thinking, do I want to buy it from here? But anyway, there was these suitcases in there. There was silver, nothing like the ones I use now, but there was silver. There were different material and everything. But I thought, oh, okay. Look. And I think with the money I had from the mural, I was like, right, I'm going to buy 10.
Yeah.
Because like for 10, it was like £120 or something like it was something stupid like that, like quite cheap. So I was like, I'm just going to buy them. And I did. And then like I say, with that approach of like I'm just going to paint, even if I haven't got a commission. There's a girl that like I know from right by me who's got like a bit of a following. And I said to her, I'll paint you a large and a cabin. I did that, posted that. And then I had a art fair.
Okay.
Like that I'd paid to do a stall. And again, like I had 2 cases spare, and I was like, right, I'm just going to paint them. Put them out. They didn't sell or anything when I was there. I don't think I sold anything whilst I was there. And then I had some dead stock. Like I had these 2 that I'd painted that was already painted. And then I had like, I don't know, 6 or whatever. So then I was like, oh, well, what am I going to do with them? And then I put them on my Instagram, and I was just like selling them all off for cheap. Like got some dead stock.
When we say cheap, like how cheap were you?
I think they were like £60, like literally £60 a case, or £50. Like, so not cheap, but like, you know,
still, I didn't know. You could go in like Primark and buy a suitcase now for like 40 quid.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And I was going to paint on them and everything. Maybe £50, let's say. And anyway, though, I literally had loads of messages, and I was like, so the demand is there. Yeah. But obviously, they didn't actually look like the ones I use now because the suitcases were cheap suitcases. So then I sold all those like literally within the hour.
Yeah.
And then with that money, I then bought because I'd sold the 6, that like then allowed me to create six designs. That's more Instagram posts. That's more, you know, like creativity out there. Like people seeing your work, seeing what you can do. And then someone actually did order a his and hers.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I thought, right, okay, with the money I've made off selling those ones, I actually bought 2 of the ones I use now, the silver nice ones that like I couldn't get at the start. And I was like, right, okay, I'm going to do it on those. And then again that year, like I started on my TikTok and whatever. And
what year was this?
This was like, not last year, not the year before that. No.
When you say last year before,
not last year, the year before.
2024.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally 2024. Start 2024. Because that's when I left my job. Yeah. So 2024. This was like the March time of 2024.
Okay.
And that again, the same like mindset of like, because before, like with TikTok and stuff, you know, you'd post and you'd get like 100 views and whatever. I still do on some posts, like literally. But I just started to think, you know what, if there was 100 people stood in front of you, you would be overwhelmed. Like, you wouldn't be underwhelmed, you'd be overwhelmed.
You would.
And the thing with TikTok, like, okay, 10, 20 of them might be my friends, but the other 80, I don't...
Just people that you don't know.
Yeah, they're people on top of my Instagram. So that was kind of my mindset. So I was posting on there, trying to do, like, twice a day, random stuff. I mean, some of the videos I look back, like, my phone was propped on the floor, like, do you know what I mean? Like, looking up, and you could just about see my case. And to be fair, the first one that went viral, I think, was something like that. Like, literally, it had an iPad sketch at the start, and it was that his and hers set that I just spoke of on the actual silver suitcases. And I literally remember being at work, and I'd posted it on my lunch break. And it just was like, I'd never had a video go viral. And I think it only probably got about 50 or 60K, which some people would say is not many, but to me, it felt like loads. And I was like refreshing it, it was like 1,000. I was like, oh my God. And then I made it. I did no work that afternoon. I just kept refreshing my phone. I was like, And then I had loads of Instagram messages, and it was all just like, oh my goodness. And didn't have a website at the time, didn't have anything. Like, so it was just the messages coming through. And then I remember...
How are you managing all that? Because to me, that would make me feel so overwhelmed.
I had no website. I had... I don't know. And then when I was at work... Well, no, on literally the next day, the Saturday, my friend had a permanent jewellery brand.
Okay.
And she asked me if I could come into the clinic and do some videos for her.
Okay.
Like behind-the-scene videos, which I don't mind. This is what I mean. Anything creative, I'm there for, yeah. So I was helping her do that. And I remember, like, my phone was going off, like... People, and then they asked me for my details. And I was thinking, I didn't have a business account. I was like, oh my God, I need to set up a business account. Like, oh my God, what? And then like people sending me like £100. I was like, oh, wow.
You just see that ping.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is so good. And then from there, really, I just tried to keep the ball rolling. And that is literally what has happened. Yeah. I mean, when I was at work, I was like, I actually laugh. I don't even understand how my Shopify still works because I made that when I was at work. Watching all these YouTube videos going between the screens.
That's me now, you know. Like, I'm trying to do that now.
Trying to do it. Then like every time my boss comes, like, CAD. And really, I'd be just setting up this Shopify that I've still got now, and it does the job. Yeah. I don't know how. Like, if something was to malfunction, sometimes I think,
it just proves it, though, because do you know when you speak to actual people, and everyone always thinks, like, they've got to have it all figured out. They've got to have the website first. They've got to have this. They've got to have that. So when I get girls on the podcast and they're actually like, actually, I didn't have
you don't have a clue.
Like, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no money. I didn't have a website.
No, like, you don't, like, I suppose, yeah, when you look at some people... I think with me, like, it's hard because like no one does what I do. So if you look at someone like with a clothing brand or whatever, you look at them and you're like, oh, she's already got this website. Yeah. They've already got loads of followers. You know, most of the girls you see now are like, oh, all their friends are models. So they've already got all these things that you think would help them. Yeah. But the reality is just like, you've just got to go for it. You just got to do it for yourself, and you've got to do it for yourself. Like, you actually have just got to do it for yourself and just try your hardest. But also, like, if you have got people around you that are willing to help, take the help. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's funny. Like, it's fun. I love it. I literally love it. And
I love it. You can tell when you're speaking as well, like, how much you actually love it.
I do. I absolutely adore it. Like, and I remember just being at work, and I would go to work. I'd spend my car. I mean, I've only got an Audi TT, so it's tiny. I really need to get a bigger car. But it'd be full of these cases in the back. Yeah. And then my lunch break would consist of going...
How do you even package them? Like, what? All these big boxes, like, God. Do you carry them? Like, who carries...
Honestly, well, no...
Well, I suppose they're light because they're empty.
They are light. Yeah. And now at my studio, they get collected. Oh, so, yeah.
That's nice.
It's fine, yeah. But at the time, when I was going to, like, when I was at work, there was in the back of my car, couldn't see out my back window. And then my lunch break would be going and taking them to the shop, dropping them all off. Some places would be like, no, I'm not accepting them, they're too big. And doing that. And then like sometimes on my lunch breaks, I'll be going to the range, getting some stock, getting whatever I need, and then literally going home, painting. And that was my life. Some mornings I'd even get up and paint before I went to work.
I love that for you. Do you know when you were, so obviously you started to pick up, started to get loads more orders, what was your first, like, What's the correct word for it? Like commission, brand deal, collab, like.
I remember there was a girl that I followed on my personal Instagram that worked for Hoodrich, so I reached out to her and I did one with them.
Yeah.
Then I remember Dr. Paw was one of the first ones. Yeah, they messaged me and I was like, wow, like, you know, that's good. And then that was one of the first ones ever. Again, it was like a girl that followed me and she worked for them. So I did that. And then the first big one that I can remember, actually the message come through on my birthday was Gymshark.
Oh.
Yeah. I was buzzing with that. And that was then December 2024. And then they wanted it for last January for the Miami Lift Week. So then, the start of last year was like this Gymshark, and I was like, wow.
So then literally the whole of last year is when you've started to get like all these different clubs. What a sick year you had.
No, I know. And it was the 2024, that last like, I mean, that was the March I spoke of the first two, and then I left my job in the October.
Yeah.
So it really did pick up in that time. Like that for a few months I was like, you know, going and doing an 8-hour shift and then going home and working all those hours as well. Like it was a lot. And then and then it was the January last year that I had Gymshark, and then all last year was just like, what the hell, like throwing my phone, like a message coming like, no, surely not, like throwing it, like, what the hell, ringing my boyfriend, like
what's been like your favourite one?
Oh God. Kopparberg have been absolutely amazing.
You did loads for them, didn't you?
Yeah, they commissioned 40 off me.
Wow.
They flew me to Malta.
Similar, or were they a bit different?
The first 20 was all like similar.
Okay.
And then the last few that I've done have been a bit different. But like Kopparberg have been amazing. Like the commissioned so many. They took me to Malta.
Did they?
Yeah. And then they've done one with Lewis Capaldi.
Love that.
So like they've been really good. But then I loved Garnier. I loved going on the TikTok live.
Yeah.
I love that they gave it to Olivia Atwood and that. I loved that. And then Umberto Giannini as well.
Yeah.
They're amazing. I love the girls there. And obviously with those, I did the one and it just did so well. So then they reached back out. But it was funny because I was thinking to myself, like, I was listening to, is it Emma Gray, the Aspire podcast?
Yeah.
And she said some of the things that helped Skims like get bigger is like face-to-face interaction like with your brand. And I was starting to think, and I was thinking, oh, like maybe a workshop would be really good. And I swear to God, like 2 days later, Umberto Giannini messaged me like about this workshop, and I was like, oh my God, that is crazy. So I absolutely loved that. I looked at the girls there are nice as well. So I'd say they stand out to me.
What did you kind of do on the workshop?
So they did a giveaway to, I think, 10 women, their followers. And it was a community event, so it was their followers. It wasn't influencers or anything like that, just like real women. They all come to Shoreditch in London.
Nice.
Yeah, and I went there, and then like I hosted and just showed them all how to paint their own suitcase, basically. And they actually come out really good. Like, and now I've got my bigger studio. It's something that I want to do at my studio. I may as well just do it at my studio. And it's just something that I'm like planning. But you just don't, like, I don't want to rush into it. And I'm so busy. Like,
this is what I was thinking as well, because you know when I seen it,
I need 10 of me.
I was literally sat there thinking, isn't there like a 4-week waiting list? Like if someone purchases it now,
12.
Get it. 12? I thought it was 4.
12.
12.
Yeah.
So basically, if you want your suitcases for summer, you need to order them now.
Yeah.
I love that for you, though.
I know. Like it is amazing. It's
so how many can you paint in a day?
There's been times where I've painted too many in a day because then, like, I'm like, I don't like any of them and I'm annoyed at myself.
Yeah.
But realistically, I like to do 2.
Okay.
2 a day, and I can do them good. Then I can get in the recording of them, you know, filming of it.
Get into your own kind of flow.
And like get everything done that needs to be done. Like I say, like the time lapses, the finished product, like packing them, like because there's a lot more than just the painting.
Into it than just
Yeah. But then if I try and do too many in one day. But that's what I mean, is that I'm still figuring it out. Like my boyfriend is such a big help. Like he's unreal. So he has my schedule.
Yeah, go on. I love this for you.
It's actually making me emotional because he helps me so much.
Oh.
What the hell? I don't know where this has come from.
It's okay.
But he's like, he has my schedule, so every order that comes through, he puts it in my schedule. on this like Google Calendar app that we've got.
Yeah.
He has my Instagram logged in, so he's actually who everyone is talking to. He has adopted the "Hi Angel." Thanks so much, babe. Like that is him. He calls me sometimes like, Liz, like, what do I say to him? I'm like, right, say hi, babe.
I love that.
Yeah,
though.
and he helps me so much. I can't believe I just cried, but like he does. So sometimes it's like, right, how many do you want to do on this stand? We're still figuring it out. So yeah, and obviously January's been a bit quieter, so it's allowed us to play around with some of those things and try and. I want to try and catch up with that 12-week turnaround, get it a bit lower, like you say, ahead of summer, and then go from there.
How long have you been with him, if you don't mind me asking?
Like 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay, so he's kind of been there through like the whole process.
Yeah. Like he was there, like, but he's always been so supportive of it. So he was there from like before I'd even done a suitcase.
Because I know you've posted, I hope you don't mind me speaking about it. Like you've mentioned on your like year highlights, like you went through some rough kind of patches as well.
Yeah.
Like, so would you say like he's like been your main support through that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I've been through that. This is what I mean. Like people say that going self-employed is hard, and I don't know if it's just because I love it so much. That's the easiest part of my life because I have so much other stuff go on all the time, and it is difficult. It's difficult to balance it all, and also like sometimes like I never have a bad customer as such, but like sometimes you're like you do kind of think like I wish people could see there's a lot more than just like me going to my studio and painting, if that makes sense, because there's real life as well, and it's just like it's draining.
I think that's the thing as well that people forget. Like when you are building or starting something, like life actually happens.
Yeah,
Stuff
life
can be
doesn't.
happening. Like,
yeah.
But when you have your own business or you have something, like doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Doesn't matter if you're poorly. Doesn't matter if you like.
No.
And especially for you, because I bet you're sat there thinking, I need to get these.
Well, exactly. Like they've got a holiday coming up or whatever. Like I've got to go. I've got to go show up. I've got to go and show up no matter what.
Do you know, like when you was going through certain things, what would you say like your mindset was like behind that?
I think really my art is my escape.
Okay.
So I'd go there and I'd kind of forget about everything anyway. So yeah, I think that was probably my main mindset of just getting it done. Yeah, definitely. But I was at home painting in my garage. So we had like a garage, and I literally had like a corner, a tiny little corner, because obviously it had the fridge and whatever in there.
Yeah.
So I was like in the corner where I'd been for ages, and I was fine with that. But like I say, that year, and I was like, right, I'm going to start focusing on it. I went to IKEA and I got a few bits for it and made it a bit more like, rather than just this desk, camping desk shoved in this fold up camping desk. It did the job in the corner. So yeah, I did that. And then, basically my mum and dad was going through a divorce and still are. And my mum moved out, so it was me there and my little brother and my dad. And let's just say on Tuesday. The Tuesday morning he kicked my brother out, and the Wednesday I got kicked out, literally like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I haven't been back since. So yeah, and then it was like, what the hell? Where am I going to go? I've got a dog, so I was like, as hopefully you've seen my little Chester.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do? Like where like. There's my boyfriend, obviously, but at the time, me and him actually hadn't been together for that long.
Yeah.
It was like 6 months or something. Like he's only met my dad prior to that, a handful of times. Like we really hadn't been together that long.
Yeah.
My brother had a girlfriend, so he moved in with her, which was fine. But it was a bit like, what the hell?
Got nowhere to
live.
live.
Literally, like where are we actually gonna go? Like me and my mum, and then. My mum's brother said she could have gone there, but where he lives, you're not allowed dogs. It was like me, my mum, and Chester were just like, what are we going to do? And the day he did it, it was the day before we was going to Italy for my friend's wedding. So then it was like,
when you go to Italy, basically when you come back from Italy, you're going to be homeless.
Literally.
Like,
and then there was sad. Chester as well, like my dog. And it was like, well, where's he going to go for that week? He had to go to Leeds to my mum. Because it was so last minute, it was summer. Yeah. All my friends were on holiday or doing something. Like that, I couldn't have him. Same with my mum's friends. Only one friend that was free. He had to go all the way to bloody Leeds. Oh. And yeah, and then like you say, then you're on holiday, but the back of your mind, you're like, I've got to get this sorted. Like I've got to where are we going to go? And then luckily one of my mum's friends, like, who is just really, really generous and really kind, she said to my mum that me and her can go there. She had 2 spare rooms and Chester. So she's just been really, 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 like, kind and just, lovely, lovely woman. Like, honestly, so kind, big heart. So we was there. And then I was living, like, in Pelsall. And then, but then before that, it was the painting, obviously. I was like, where am I going to paint? What am I going to do? And I was actually painting for a while in the back of my boyfriend's garden.
Wow.
So what's it called now? And you've got like the just the roof outside.
Pergola?
Yeah.
Is it a pergola?
Yeah. So he's got one of those at the bottom of the garden. And that's where, luckily it was summertime. Luckily.
It was winter before.
Yeah. Because he hasn't got no garage or anything. So I was down there. I had bin liners taped to the floor.
Yeah.
Because as well, obviously, again, I hadn't been with him very long. I was thinking, I am messy as hell. Like, messy.
You know what most creative people are, you know?
I'm so bad. Like, there's a trail behind me. I've probably got, paint on my nails. Like, I'm just, clean girl aesthetic could never be me. So I was like, oh my God, like, what if I ever get paint? Like, on his floor. And it's spray paint. It's not coming off.
So does it not come off?
No.
Okay.
So I was like, what am I going to do? So I literally taped all these bin liners to the floor. And that's where I was for a while again. Oh, that was it. And someone from Tewi, Ella, someone on Tewi.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. But she reached out and I did her a case.
Nice.
And then that was my first Instagram reel that went to 100K.
Wow.
Because she posted it. And my boyfriend's sister rang and she was like, why the hell can I see my mum's back garden
on Instagram?
On Ella's Instagram. Because that's where I was painting, in the bottom of his garden. And because obviously in the summer it's light till what time, I'd literally be out there till 10 o'clock at night, 11, like just painting. Even his brother was like, God, she loves it, doesn't she? Like, I just would be out there. And that's when it was all picking up. So, you know, it was like, I can't not do it.
Yeah.
It's now or never. Like that moment that comes and it's starting to pick up. If I hadn't have gone with it, I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got to find a way of doing it. So that's what I did. And then, ironically, actually, before the whole kicking out scenario, that year as well, my dad was also diagnosed with cancer. So I had that to deal with as well. It was stage 1 and he's fine now. But there was all family drama.
A whole lot of emotions.
Yeah, my older brother, like, falling out of us all, like, that my dad being ill, then my mum and dad going through divorce, then getting kicked out. Like, it was, like...
a rough year.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, a lot was going on. So then, before we went to Italy, I actually, because again, like I say, I was trying to take it more seriously, I booked a photo studio similar to, like, this one.
Yeah.
In Birmingham. And when I was there, no, it was booked for when I got back from Italy. So I still went and did it. And then when I was there, I was like, oh my God, I love it here. Like, it's similar to this building, like a big industrial building. Like, you go in there, it's got those old lifts. And I was in there and I was walking around and we went into the studio and the studio is stunning. And I said to the girl who let us in, I was like, can you rent places here then? She was like, yeah. And I was like, do you know if there's any available? She was like, I'll go and get you the email.
Yeah.
And when I was there, like, you know, you just have a feeling. Like, I just loved it in there. But then at the time, because I'm not actually from Birmingham, like, to say, like...
She was just explaining this to me, guys, before we got on the podcast. And I was just kind of like, yeah. But then I was like, I think I just said yeah, but I didn't really actually know what you meant. So you said in between Birmingham and Manchester, there's somewhere.
like it's like, because there's Birmingham City Centre, but I'm not from Birmingham. Like, it's past Birmingham, and then, like, there's those surrounding areas, like West Midlands, if you like.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the voice. That's the accent. I had to do a voiceover actually for Nivea the other day. And
did you?
Yes, that's my first collab of this year, which I'm buzzing. And I played it back to Ricardo, my boyfriend, and he was like, God, I don't get that voice. He was like, that sounds posh. That's not you. He's like, I am, yeah. So, yeah. And then she gave me the email. But like I say, do you live in Leicester?
Yeah.
Like, if you imagine if you live in there, it's the traffic. The M6 is hell. So I don't actually live in Birmingham. So then
I used to live in the countryside in Leicester. And it was
yeah,
40 minutes to
it's
get
actually
in
like yeah,
city
exactly.
centre.
Like when I leave the studio at 9 o'clock at night, it's 13 minutes to get back to my boyfriend's. If I leave at 5 o'clock, it's an hour. Do you know, like the traffic? And so at the time I was kind of, she said there was one available. Then all that happened, so that come through. But then at the time, moving to Birmingham it did seem like a big thing. Obviously not living, but working there. And I was trying to look for ones like more local, like in Cannock, Wolverhampton, places like that. And like they were way more expensive. They were like a 5-year like contract, whereas this one in where I'm at now, like it was like cancel anytime you want. It was
okay, so
it was 150 £150 a month. Like yeah, that was one case.
That is cheap rent.
Yeah, it's 24/7. It's free parking. It's not actually like in the centre. It's right as you get off the motorway.
You was meant to go there that day. You was actually meant to go there.
And then I went to view the place, and no word of a lie, it was the size of what we're on now.
Oh really?
Yeah. But I had nothing.
£150 though, yeah.
Yeah. I had no. Like, I was in the back garden, so you know it was. And then the windows was like the old industrial window that had all cracks in.
Yeah.
But I just walked in there and I was like, yeah, I want it. Like I love it. I literally loved it. And then that was my first studio there.
Do you know, like financially, because obviously even though it's £150, it's still like a financial expense that you've got to. You mentioned obviously you were still working kind of. Did you just think like automatically, I'm going to just take this risk and...
I'm going to go for it, yeah, because then when I first had it, I still had my job.
Yeah.
So, I just thought that's one suitcase. So that's it. That's it. That's all I need to do.
That's it. So you had the mindset where it's like, I have to sell a minimum
of one.
Yeah.
And that was it. And a lot, like some of my friends that I spoke to, like they were like, Lizzie, like that is really cheap as well. Like that is a good price. And like I say, I was looking at alternatively and it was. And
even if the windows were smashed, I still would have been in there for £150.
Exactly. And the vibe, like as a creative person, like you go into this industrial building and you just, my boyfriend thinks I'm a freak, but you'd love it. Like you get inspired and I loved it. Literally loved it. And I just took the plunge. I was like £150. Like I got to make it happen.
Go wrong for £150.
Because you could cancel whenever. Well, okay. If I don't do it, then I haven't got to stay, and then I'll leave, and that would be that.
So that was your first studio. Obviously, the studio that you're in now is a lot bigger.
Yes, so
what
cute.
was kind of the jump, or when did you get to like, now I need to move? Like I have to get a bigger studio.
Well, it's funny because not obviously this Christmas, last Christmas 2024 Christmas. My best friend he's an architect, and he gave me like a 3D, which I give a pack now as like a boarding pass thing when you buy a case.
Okay.
And he 3D designed my studio. Okay. And he was like, it was really like one of the most thoughtful presents ever, you know. It was beautiful. I love it. I got it framed. And he remember saying to me, like, you know, I wish I had better pictures of your garage, because I was going to do like Art Attached 2023 or whatever, you know, Art Attached 2024. And then when your next one, I'll do you another one. And in my head, I didn't obviously say it, but I thought another one, like a bigger one. I don't know about that. Like, do you know what I mean? I was happy with my little studio. Yeah. And then last year, like, I don't know how I survived in there, like, because as well, the old windows, you can't open them. In the summer, it was like a hot box. I had suitcases stacked up to the ceiling. It just got full and fuller and fuller and fuller and fuller. And then there was just me in there. And then there's a caretaker at the studio as well, who's lovely. And like, I had to do a big delivery, because I had like, they'd sold out for a while, the suitcases. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So when they come back, it's like I did a big order, the size of my studio, and I was like, oh my God, where am I going to put them? So I had them outside of my studio for like 2 days, and he was like messaging me like, Lizzie, like, you can't do that, like, you know, fire, whatever. So then they all had to go in there, and like all the boxes had to go in. And then my mum would come in on Monday, and she would box up my like 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah.
So I'd have all my boxes ready. So then I'd just put them in, tape it. So I'd have like a stack to the ceiling of boxes ready made for me to use, and then a box to the ceiling of my suitcases. And
I love that your mum and everyone's like chipped in and helped. That's really cute.
So for a long time it was like, you need to move studio, you need a bigger studio. But then I was just like, part of me was just like, yeah, but I'm getting it done. Like, I do need more space, but I don't.
You're still managing, basically.
Yeah. Like, it was full, and every morning when I got to work, I had to empty the whole studio, because Dave was all right when, that's the caretaker, sorry, when I was there, it's like I just couldn't leave it out there.
Yeah.
So every morning, every night would be like
Have to
filling
put it
back
all
up.
in
Yeah.
and put it. That's long.
Yeah. So then, because when you're self-employed, it's lonely. So when I get to the studio,
I was going to ask you that as well. Like,
yeah, like
what's it like? Just
like that's
working
the
by
reality
yourself?
of being an artist. I'd say like you actually are on your own all day, every day. But I'm, as you can tell, quite chatty and stuff. So I
know that you speak to your dog all day long. Like, I can already tell. It's just you and your dog having conversations.
Crazy lady. So I speak to the people that I see that are in the studio, and there's this guy who restores pianos.
Okay.
So like I say, talk to anyone. So I was talking to him, and then the one day, he come and knocked on my studio, and he was like, "Do you want to come and look at my studio? I've got 2, and I want to get rid of 1." So I went to look at it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I really, really like it." It was 4 times as big, and I was like, "I love it." And then that's kind of why I didn't move as well, because for a long time I was just waiting to hear back from him. Never did. And then last summer, he come and knocked on, and he said, I've changed. So the one he showed me was another one with old windows, all cracked. And it was like, the building's a weird building. It was like at the back, so it was quite dark and cold in there, but I still loved it. And it was funny because I put on my mood board like this big, it looked exactly like it, but not as fancy. But yeah, with the windows and everything. So I fell in love with that one. And then anyway, he come knocking and he said, Lizzie, look, I'm actually going to change. Like, I want that studio that I showed you, and I've got the other one. Do you want to come and look at that? So I went up to that, and it had the new windows. So like I can open them, I can breathe. And then it's got just the most unreal view of the city, like probably the best one that you could get.
That.
So I was like, yeah, straight away. So, and then because we kind of did it internally, it was a lot faster as well. Do you know what I mean? A lot easier to do. So yeah, then I got in my new big one, and then somehow I fill that. And I'm just like, how the hell was I ever in that little square? So my friends came to see, and I still had the keys to my old one. And I was like, no, like, because one of the girls hadn't been to my old one. Yeah. And I was like, no, like, come and look.
Have a look.
And like, we couldn't have even all got in there. Whereas in this one, they're all sat on the sofa chilling, like, well, loads of room.
So have you like fully decorated like the studio that you're in now?
Well, it does my head in. Like, it's never quite done, is it? Especially in buildings like the industrial, but like, there's one wall, it's like and you're like, oh, I just want to like do more. But then you're like, I love it at the same time. But it's just like, it's as you go, isn't it? Because then you're so busy. I haven't got the time to like have a day off just to decorate it all. So it's just like bit by bit.
When you just said that, what's your schedule like? Like, how many days do you paint, or is it like as and when, or just
because
like,
I love it so much every day. If I don't have plans, I'm at the studio.
I love that.
Yeah. If I've got plans, then fine, I'm doing something. But I'm never at home doing nothing. I just go.
So, do you know, like with everything that you've achieved now, is there anything like that you're thinking? Do you know what, I really want to do that, or I hope that this happens, or?
I just hope that I get to do it forever.
Oh,
that's what I hope. I hope that it. No, but I do. Like, I just hope that it is sustainable. But I just think, you know what? If it wasn't suitcases, I'll find something else. Yeah. I'll make it work. But yeah, no, I mean, Love Island would be a great one.
Do you know what?
People walking in with their painted suitcases.
Love Island.
Love Island.
Love Island. That is because they actually do all their suitcases. It makes sense. It does. And they've got their own font. You could literally just paint that font on
exactly.
That's sick.
Yeah. So that's like a good one that I always think to myself, I would love that. So yeah.
Try and figure something out then. I'm trying to think if I know anyone that knows someone.
I know.
Any other ones that you'd hope for this year?
Oh God, any, absolutely any, yeah, any. I just love it. About more workshops as well. I want to try and do the workshops in the studio, and yeah.
So what would that look like? Like just you would host it, and people would come down and just like paint their own suitcase with you, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, some of my friends like say it doesn't have to just be suitcases. I guess I could do it on canvases or whatever, but I think suitcases and just get some like 2 pop-up tables, have about 10 people, and then me host it, and that's the aim.
You could do so much with that though, because people do that as like couples or like girly events, or you know, those kind of things.
That's what I think. That's kind of what I want to get into. And also, I've bought a load of plain skateboards.
That's sick.
That's something that
I was going to ask you. Is there any like other
they've been sitting there like side eyeing me for about a month now. That's what I mean. I want to catch up. I want to get ahead of my 12-week schedule. I want to be, you know, and then that's one of the goals for this year. I want to like have an art day once a month where I can go in. I haven't got to paint a suitcase, but I can pick up that
something else.
Yeah, just be a bit like creative.
Because do you know, like, essentially your style, like, I could see that on, like, a really big canvas somewhere.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Well, I would. That's the annoying thing with my studio now, because I thought before I moved in, I was like, oh, I could do that kind of thing, and there's no bloody room left. There's no wall space left already. But on the 2 walls, I've got all the suitcases all up there as well, which obviously that's took away that. But yeah, no big canvases. I said to Ricardo, because we hopefully want to buy a house this year, and I was like, I can't wait. We can go to a art gallery. We're like, love that. $5,000. Let's go to the range. Recreate.
I love that though.
Literally, that was the plan.
Do you ever do that, or like, where would you say that you get inspo from? Because obviously, when you're painting, I know that you go on like, if it was me, I'd go on like Pinterest.
Yeah,
or those
Pinterest is
kind
my
of
best
things.
friend.
Yeah.
I love fashion.
Yeah.
I love fashion. I get a lot of inspiration from fashion. But like, I'm a freak. Like, I love random flowers that I see. I love the sunset. I love the sea, and I feel like all of that as well just give me inspiration.
What's your star sign?
Sagittarius.
Okay.
So, what did you think I was gonna be?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a fire sign. I'm the best sign, Sagittarius. What are you?
I'm Cancer.
Oh, Cancer.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cancer.
So you're like emotional and cute and lovely.
Yeah. Try not to be too emotional, but yeah.
Oh God, I'm so bad. As you've already seen, I cry at everything.
Do you know what it is? I feel like the older that I get, I'm becoming more sentimental, and especially because like my younger sister, she's just had a baby.
Oh.
So anything now, it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
this is so cute.
Yeah.
This is so special.
You deep everything.
Yeah, I do. Like I have been.
Oh, I'm the same, honestly. Like, advert, like anything. I like
Stop
deep
crying.
it. Like I put myself in their shoes and then I'm gone. Oh, honestly, I'm awful. I'm really emotional. But I think it's everything I've been through that just you just made me emotional.
Yeah. I was gonna say, for someone that, let's say, didn't know you, how would you describe yourself?
Oh God. If they didn't know me.
Yeah.
I'd say,
Because sometimes we'll just scroll and like, I feel like as founders, we'll just see your art and we'll
Yeah.
see a trending song. Like, who are you? Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if we didn't know you, how would you describe yourself?
I'd say I'm very big on my friends.
Yeah.
I love my friends. I love making the time to see them.
Yeah.
I'm very thoughtful, and like I like to I don't know. Like, I like to think what that person would like and then do that.
Yeah.
I'm outgoing. I'd like to think I'm a bit funny. I'm not very serious.
That's always one way.
Yeah.
You think I'm funny, and then you just think,
Can you say that? But like,
people
I
think
am.
I am.
But like, I like to make other people feel special and be there for people. I love that. And yeah, I'm literally not serious. I'm clumsy. I'm so clumsy. I'm messy, and I am who I am. And yeah, but I love all my friends. I love my boyfriend. I love my mom. I love my brother. Like, I love love. That is the main thing.
You can tell that you're someone that loves love.
Yeah, I love love. And yeah. And I just think I like to push people, like encourage people. I'm quite an encouraging person. And I'm fun and I'm adventurous.
Do you know, from where you were to where you are now, if someone, let's say, is watching this now, if there's any women that are thinking, do you know what, I do want to leave my current role, I do want to make time for my passion or be creative, what kind of advice would you give to someone?
I'd say like little by little. Like, you know, you might be in your job thinking, I want to leave my job, but it's a long journey until you can leave your job. So it's like, it's the little different, like the little things that you do that eventually make that big difference. So like I say, I literally, I'd go, even if it was half an hour, I'd think, well, but I've painted today. And I remember, that was it. I had a calendar at my job, but you know, the square ones where you can see it for the month. And I'd literally painted. Every day I painted. And then like at the end of the month, I'd add all them up. And I'd be like, okay, 27 times. And I'd be like, oh, bloody hell, I had 3 days that I didn't paint or whatever. But that is how, like, some of them days, like I say, maybe I literally wrote something on a canvas, or, you know, I literally spent 50, but it was still something. And I think it's the little bits. And also I think, like, believing in yourself, like, even if it's quietly and just to you, and just write. Don't be afraid to write down your goals, because at the end of the day, who is ever actually going to see them other than you? Like you write them down, like someone's going to be laughing at your shoulder, like, haha, 10 orders this year. You got no chance. But like, there's only you that will ever see that. So just write them down. Just be ambitious and just do little by little, and eventually you will get there. But like, it's not a race, I'd say.
Just saying then, because obviously that's as a whole, but let's say with the creative industry, I feel like people have this stereotype where it's like there's no money in that, or there's no money in like art, or there's no so for example, like why you chose architecture first over like arty stuff, what would you say to that someone that's kind of got that mindset?
I know, I do think that's a difficult one, because like I literally remember I was in my room and about like the first ones that I painted, and like one of my parents was like, what do you mean? I said, oh, someone wants to buy one. I was like, you can't sell it, you're not an artist.
Is that what they said?
Literally, I was like, but it's because I feel like if you say I want to be an artist, it's literally like saying, you know, you want to go and catch unicorns. You know, like when I went to sixth form, I moved to an all-girls school.
Okay.
And like they just didn't want you to do art. Like, so I literally had to go across the road to like a comprehensive school to do more A-level art, because like it's just not encouraged, like you say. Like it's really not. So I think just find something that you like doing and just keep doing it, and then like money in it, I don't know, but you know, job satisfaction over anything for me. Like if you love it, just try and just do it and just post it. And what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
What is the worst that can happen? Just you know, like I always think that, like when I started, like, oh my God, would people even buy these suitcases or whatever? Do people even use them? And then, like, you know, I'd go and get the train or be wherever I am, and then you notice like there's like 10 people walking around with a suitcase. Why couldn't that be my suitcase? And then you think people have got no money and whatever, but they have. Like, people buy things all the time. Like, people say they got no money, they buy like 3 Starbucks a week. Like, they have, like, they'll buy it if they want to. Yeah. So just put it out there. Like, you will have your crowd, you will have your audience, but you just go for it. Do
you ever go like anywhere and see your suitcases or like your artwork and like walk past it like, oh my God, I've done that?
Oh, it's funny. Like,
You're yet to?
Yeah, I've not.
You've not done?
No. What? And what's so funny is like I've had people like fly to Paris, like other customers, and they've seen each other. Then the one, like, there was these 2 girls.
I know so many people, like my friends.
No.
I've worked for this woman, bless her. And there's this little girl called Macy. She's only 15. Loves you. Oh. I think she's got like maybe 2 or 3 suitcases from you. Yeah, she's 15. And obviously her mum was like, these are expensive, you know, She's like, no, I want them, I want this, I want that. And then obviously when she got them, she showed me them, and then I've told her like, you're going to come on the podcast. She was like, oh my God, really? I've got a suitcase. But so many people I know have your suitcases. I can't believe that you've not seen anyone.
I go to the airport, I'm looking out, no. But like, it's funny now, I don't really go out anymore, but like when I do go out, oh, you're the suitcase girl.
So do you get recognised quite a lot then?
In like Birmingham, say, like where, you know, but like not all the time, but like certain things, like people are like, you the suitcase girl, and I'm like, yeah. But no, I've actually not. Like 2 of my customers went to Mykonos, and they both come around the carousel, and they were like, oh my God, is that art attached? She was like, yeah. Whereas I've not seen it yet.
Wow.
I know, yet to bump into anyone.
I hope you do see that this
year,
though.
Yeah, actually, that could be a goal for this year. Yeah, that would be good.
Do you feel a bit awkward when people like recognise you as being the suitcase girl?
I don't know if on a night out, no. I'm like, yeah,
that's me.
Whereas maybe it was in the ballroom with Deb, like, yeah.
Do you know what? The other day,
I don't know.
Bearing in mind, my podcast following is only small, and I feel like I only see people when I look rough. Like whenever I don't want to be seen by anyone, I think I was walking through town the other day, and my skin's cleared up now, but I had like really bad spots. So I'm going to Boots to go and buy some skincare. And I've gone, excuse me, is this thing? She's like, you've got a podcast, haven't you? I thought, don't want to be seen right now.
No, honestly.
But it always happens. Like, when I've got full face makeup, like now,
you won't see anyone.
Walk around town, won't see anyone. But when I don't want to be seen, everyone will be like, are you?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. You're like, I don't want to be seen today.
Do you know, with you then, because that's just popped into my mind, do you know like how you're saying you're just creative, your personality, how would you kind of get that out? Let's say for someone that wants to build a brand or find out who they are, obviously I feel like you've got your own identity. How would you say that someone can kind of find that creatively? Is that the word? Creatively? Do you get what I mean?
Okay, they could like define their style or things like that.
because you know when you see some artists, like now I've seen your work and I see you and I think that represents you, like
Yeah.
that's you.
Yeah, I think, like I said, like, I'm a colourful person as well, like, so I use a lot of colour. But, like, you know, some people aren't like that, and that's fine. Like, I'd think for a long time I'd look at other people's artwork and be like, mine needs to look like that, whereas actually it doesn't. But also appreciate what you do like about theirs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like, you can look at theirs and be like, oh well, I love their use of colour. That doesn't mean you need to paint like them, but you could use that colour palette, but in your own way, and just expose yourself to it all. I think, like, even if it is just on your phone, on Pinterest, it doesn't mean you have to go to an art museum. Doesn't mean you have to go places as such, but take note of what you do like. Like, you know what I mean? In the moment, like that year that I started to be more, what's the word, purposeful.
Yeah.
I was also then like being more grateful and like being more, I'm very in the moment person, like very, I try and live in that moment and appreciate in that moment. So maybe try and take that approach to when you see things that you like. And like I say, like some of my stuff is fashion. Like I've literally just subscribed to like get monthly Vogue magazines, and my boyfriend was like, why? But it's because like, I'll look through them and like I'll see the colours. I won't see like she's in an outfit as such. I'll see the patterns, I'll see the colours, and that inspires me as well. Like, so it's taking note and exposing yourself, I think. And also like it comes back down to that thing of actually, if you like it, you like it. You don't have to justify it. Like, and there will be other people out there that like it, you know, like if all my suitcases was all black and white and that was my style, I'd still get orders, I'd still get them, because there'd be people that like that. Do you know what I mean? Just having confidence, I think.
No, you are right. I'm just taking in what you're saying as you're saying it as well. So do you know with where you are now, obviously you've built your business to where it is, busy with orders. Obviously that's financially benefited you. Obviously you mentioned like, what has that kind of allowed you, the lifestyle for you to live now?
Oh, well, I suppose it's allowed me to help my mum out. She's needed help out, like because of the divorce, because of the way it's going. It's allowed me to be able to help my mum out, which is like, it's good because like, you know, they help you out your whole life. So I like that it's been able to help me help her, and not worry, you know what I mean, like not worry. But to be fair, I mean, I went on a lot of holidays last year because I love holidays.
I seen that. You went on so many nice
like
holidays.
That's the thing. Like I feel most alive on holiday.
Do you?
Again, though, it comes down to like what I was saying, to be inspired by and things like that. But also last year, like I just tried to actually save a lot, so I can buy a house. And I just didn't. The last thing I wanted at the end of last year was like, I've done so well. I've done all these things. I've got nothing to show for it. So. And I suppose that's a good thing about being a little bit older. Like, not that I'm old, but just that a little bit older.
How old are you?
28.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
How old did you think I was?
I don't know why. I felt like we were similar age. I'm 25.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, really, like, I suppose it allowed me to go on a lot of holidays, which is amazing. But I just really didn't want nothing to show for it at the end of the year. So I did try and save a lot, which I can't believe I'm saying, because I've never been a saver. No. Never.
And now you are.
No. Yeah, I tried to be, for that reason. Like, I just honestly, like, you know, you go to work every weekend, you do this, you do that, and then like, I couldn't have gone and like had a house deposit saved or whatever. Like, I'd have just felt disappointed in myself, I think. And because I'm a bit older, like most of my friends have already got a house, and it's like, well, you know, there's that pressure. Even at least you know that you can. Yeah. So I tried to be sensible. Actually,
that's good.
I tried to be sensible.
No, it's nice. Do you know what? I really like it. For majority of the girls that I've had on, they'll always say like helping my family, travel.
Yeah.
It's like the top two things.
That's
that
what I mean. Like, it's being able to help my mom, and like it's not like I have to borrow or help her out, and then the pressure of like needing it back. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
You need it more than I do.
Yeah.
I was only saving it anyway. Like you use it for whatever you need and get you by. You just want more. Like, I want to be able to go and buy her own house and buy her own car. But then I suppose that motivates you as well, you know, So.
I feel like you will. I feel like I'm going to post this and hopefully we can get a Love Island clip out of it. That would be really good. That would be sick though.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Well. Every girl that's come on, I'll always ask them like something and try and
Don't tell me it always comes
something.
true.
Do you know what? I don't know. There's been some that have come true.
Yeah, let's
But
hope.
yeah, we'll hope that. I always end the podcast a secret that no one knows about you.
I was thinking about this on the way here. I was like, oh, what the hell?
A secret that no one
I'm
knows
not
about
secretive. Everybody knows everything.
There must be something.
Is it something that nobody knows? Or like most people don't know?
I'd say you don't have anything that no one knows.
Probably not. Honestly, I'm
All
bad.
right, we'll go with not many people.
But like,
then.
is it got to be interesting?
It just has to be anything. Some people have said random, weird. Just has to be anything.
Secret. I'm just overthinking it. Honestly, I'm pathetic. Mine's gone blank. A secret. Honestly, I was driving here thinking of this question. Like,
Was
what am I
you?
going to answer?
Don't overthink. It could be anything.
Anything like.
Something small.
But I've got something in my head that's pathetic. No, it's just
Go on
that
then, say it.
loads of people ask me to paint palm trees, and I hate painting palm trees.
Do you?
But that's just like so stupid. Shit secret.
You just don't like it.
I just don't enjoy it now. I'm just like, oh,
Do you know what?
The do my
every time I see a palm tree,
yeah,
on
you're
your
gonna be
finger, I'm
like,
gonna think
shit,
about
I
it.
ain't doing that. And I did.
So yeah, that's your secret.
Oh, I've got a good one actually that my
Go on
best
then.
friend spit her drink out, and
Go on then.
she's the only one that knows.
Go on then.
My first ever boyfriend, like he was really mean and was really nasty. So the one time I actually did put his toothbrush down the toilet.
Did you?
And put it back.
And put it back. Do you know what? There's evil people out there. That's my one.
He
line.
was evil.
Yeah, well, fair enough. If he was evil, then he deserves it. But
Oh my god, he's gonna watch this.
You're
His own fault.
Yeah. Now he's gonna know
No, he'll know.
that he was brushing his teeth. Who's that? But yeah, girls, that is where we are gonna end the episode today. I really enjoyed having you on, Lizzie. Thank you for coming down. If you do like the podcast, then please follow us and subscribe on all platforms. And also follow Lizzie to see what she's getting up to.
Thank you.
But yeah, girls, I'll see you on the next episode. Okay, bye.